say that having to go and read the emergency program, and everybody was standing so ready to go. Is it B flat? No, the C flat. B flat, G, and C. After you sing acapella, we're going to sing a song from our contest in Tampa Bay and one from our own.
Please rise for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the entrance of Her Honor, the Lieutenant Governor of Saskatchewan. Following Her Honor's entrance, the Vice-Regal Salute will be played. Please note that guests do not sing.
Governor of Saskatchewan.
Please join in the singing of our national anthem, which will be led by Harmony 2 Go Youth Barbershop Chorus. Please be seated. My name is Jim Nicol, and I am the Executive Director of Governance and Strategy for the City of Regina, and it is my privilege to act this evening as your Master of Ceremonies. Thank you for being with us to witness this very special occasion. Tonight you will see our official photographers from Kyriako Iatridis Photography, but those of you in the gallery are welcome to take photos from within the gallery. Joining us as our honor guards are Richard Moorhead and Mark Quinnett from the Regina Fire Department, and from the Regina Police Services, we have Constables Chad Anderson and Rob Haroldson. Our musicians this evening are Thomas Cunningham on fiddle and Ray Bell on guitar. Please give them a warm round of applause for the wonderful music that they provided while we were waiting to begin this evening's ceremony. Tonight we are also pleased to have Harmony 2 Go Youth Barbershop Chorus. This chorus, which was established in 2008, is made up of young men and women between the ages of 14 and 30. In January, they will be traveling to Orlando, Florida, to attend the annual International Youth Chorus Festival at the Barbershop Harmony Society's Midwinter Convention, and we wish them the best of luck. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Harmony 2 Go Youth Barbershop Chorus under the supervision and direction of Dave Pierce.
There's a light that's from the window and it shines down on the street. There's some guy standing on the corner making some good old harmony. Now this light that's from the window sets the stage for the street corner symphony. Let it shine, let them sing and make that good old harmony. They're singing so, 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 and brother to brother, brother to brother, acapella sounds good to me.
I'm singing it
so, 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 and brother to brother, brother to brother, acapella sounds good to me. There's a sound in the neighborhood, and it sounds really good. There's some guys standing under the light, and they're singing again tonight. They're singing out some sort of acapella, that sounds so dark sweet. Let them sing, let them dance, and make that good old harmony. They're singing so, 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 and brother to brother, brother, acapella sounds good to me. So, 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 and brother to brother, brother to brother, acapella sounds good to me. Now before I turn out the light, say goodbye to another night, for I rest my weary head on my warm and waiting bed. I'm gonna get on my knees and pray to the Lord to give me just one more day. Oh Lord, hear my plea, this music means so much to me. Now I'm singing so, 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 and brother to brother, brother to brother, acapella sounds good to me. So, 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 and brother to brother, singing acapella, well, it sounds good to me. Shoo-wee-wop-a-bop-bop, shoo-wee-wop, shoo-wee-wop, shoo-wee-wop-a-bop-bop, shoo-wee-wop, shoo-wee-wop, shoo-wee-wop-a-bop-bop, shoo-wee-wop, shoo-wee-wop, shoo-wee-wop-a-bop-bop. We're singing now. Oh, oh, yeah.
That was a bit of fun, right? Chorus started in 2008, as we said, representing 5 boys representing 3 high schools, and now we have about 16 in the chorus representing 9 high schools and 3 universities. So we're growing. As we said, we're going to a contest in January down to Orlando, Florida. We already did Tampa Bay in 2010 and Las Vegas in 2011, and next year we go to Tampa Bay. And we're delighted to be able to represent Canada. By the way, did you know that this is the only continuous youth barbershop chorus in all of Canada? True. Barbershop is typically a boys' thing. It's a male domain activity, but we've included some girls. Did you notice? And because of that, I'm happy to be able to tell you that we have the only mixed youth barbershop chorus in the whole world. How about that? You want to hear them sing, you don't want to hear me talk. I'll just tell you this about our next two songs. Our first contest was in Tampa Bay in 2010, as I said, and it was the first time Canada had competed in the international festival. So we took a Canadian song. We want to sing that for you next. It's a song written by the Rankin family in Nova Scotia. And it was the only Canadian song in the whole festival. I'll tell you right now, it was the best song there. And then we're going to finish off with a song from the Music Man, called The Music Man, surprisingly enough. And it's the song we are going to sing in Orlando as part of our set in January. So here we go. G.
Fare thee well, love. Remember how it was at the turn of the century in River City, Iowa, when a roguish newcomer that traveled in drummer formed a band and taught them to play. He charmed all the ladies, and when he was done, he gave the town a great big thrill. So for the role that he played and for the music he made, we thank Professor Harold Hill, who saw trouble. Oh, we got trouble right here in River City. Right here in River City with a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for poo. That stands for poo. We surely got trouble. We surely got trouble right here in River City. Right here. Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school. Hey, professor, teach us a song. Ice cream. 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 How can there be any sin insincere? Where is the good in goodbye? In goodbye. Yes, music's the answer. He'll start a band for the boys, but the women must go, for they make too much noise. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheap, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheap, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheap, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheap, 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 cheap. Good night, lady. Talk a lot, pick a little more. Good night, lady. Talk a lot, pick a little more. Good night, lady. We're going to leave you now.
Hey, how can we have a parade if we don't have any instruments?
Trouble, trouble, trouble. No more trouble, trouble, trouble. 'Cause she's coming, coming, coming down the street.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a-coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a-coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be.
I got some salmon from Seattle last September, and I expect a new rocking chair.
I hope I get my raisins from Fresno.
The DAR said they cannon for the courthouse square. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a-coming now. I don't know how I can ever wait to see. It could be something for someone who is no relation, but it could be, yes, you're right, it surely could be something special, something very, very special now, just for me, just for me.
Hey, it's the band instruments. Now we can have a parade.
76 trombones led the big parade, with 110 cornets close at hand, we're followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones got the morning sun, with 110 cornets
Right behind.
right behind. More than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper bottom timpani and horse platoons, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double bell euphoniums and big bassoons, with each bassoon having his big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery, thundering, thundering louder than before. Boom! Clarinets of every size and trumpeters to improvise a full octave higher than the score once more.
76
trombones counterpoint, while 110 cornets
blazed away.
ta-ta-ta-ta, the rhythm of harsh, 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 all all the kids began to march, and they're marching still right today. With Professor Hill, the music man, the River City Student Band. See the leader man, he's the music man. 76 trombones by the music man. Oh, what a man!
Thank you again to Harmony to Go Youth Barbership Chorus, and best of luck in Orlando. It is now my pleasure to invite Her Honor, Lieutenant Governor Vaughn Solomon Schofield, to bring greetings on behalf of the Crown.
Thank you. Weren't they wonderful? Let's give them another round. Chief Justice, members of City Council, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's a true honor for me to join you for this special swearing-in ceremony, which is really a celebration of our democracy. I'd like to begin by acknowledging all the candidates who ran in the election. Many people put their names forward this year, which is a good sign. Our system of government relies on the engagement of citizens, and so I thank all the candidates for their courage and their conviction. I hope that those who didn't win will continue to make their voices heard. I congratulate all who are returning to council and those elected for the first time. You've been given an honor and a responsibility by the electorate. You'll have to balance your public lives with your professional and family lives, and you'll have to make some difficult decisions. No issue is black and white, but the best decisions result when diverse opinions and perspectives are heard. And that's what this council chamber is all about, the sharing of ideas, debate, and dialogue. As Regina's the Queen City, and as we're celebrating the Queen's Diamond Jubilee this year, I'd like to share a quote with you from a speech Her Majesty delivered in 2010 to the United Nations General Assembly. Over the years, I have observed that some attributes of leadership are universal and are often about finding ways of encouraging people to combine their efforts, their talents, their insights, their enthusiasm, and their inspiration to work together. Mr. Fougere and members of council, I wish you the very best as you work with the capable administrators and staff at City Hall to serve the people of Regina. Thank you, especially for your willingness to provide leadership. I also would like to acknowledge your strong supporters, your family, and your close friends. No one serves in public office without the support of those at home, and so they deserve our thank you as well. In closing, it is my distinct pleasure to bring you greetings on behalf of Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada now for 60 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I now call on the Honorable John Klebick, Chief Justice of Saskatchewan, and Joni Swednicki, City Clerk, to proceed with the swearing-in ceremony.
Your Honor, Your Worship-elect, Councillors-elect, and standing councillors, and ladies and gentlemen. It is a particular pleasure to have Her Honor present tonight. It's an acknowledgement of the care she has for the city of Regina. This is an event, an important event, an event when the head of the judiciary is called upon to administer the oath of office to the members of the Regina City Council. This new council will form the legislative and executive branches of Regina's civic government. This government is the government that is the closest to the people of Regina and most directly affects the day-to-day lives of the people of Regina, That is how the law is structured. It is a government charged with providing safe drinking water, clean and safe streets, orderly and progressive development, police protection, and other reasonable needs of the citizens of Regina, which are too numerous to mention. Now, these provisions have been found to be difficult tasks in other jurisdictions. In some of these jurisdictions, some members of council and city administration staff are accused of engaging in corrupt practices. Some are accused of having an incompetent civil service or administration. And some cities are alleged to be on the verge of bankruptcy because of the debt load they have incurred. All of these events lead to conflicts with the law. While Regina is a prosperous city with a great, great future, members of council must always be on their guard. They must be vigilant to ensure that Regina does not encounter similar problems that are encountered in many other jurisdictions. I raise these matters simply to stress how important good governance is to the city and to its citizens. Now, many members of our community fail to appreciate the time, effort, and talent required to keep our city out of trouble. Many citizens fail to appreciate the time and the energy that councilors must expend to run the city efficiently, and particularly the expense to their families. The time that they have to spend looking after our affairs is time that they don't have to spend with their families. Now, many citizens are quick to criticize councilors, but very, very slow to recognize their achievements. I take this opportunity to assure members of council and the administration that Regina citizens appreciate your dedicated service and the sacrifices you and your families make in order to make Regina a better place to live. Our future is in your hands. I'm confident that members of council will look after it with great care and in accordance with the laws of the province. That said, ladies and gentlemen, I turn to administering the oath of office to the mayor-elect, Mr. Michael Fugere, pardon me. By the invitation of council of the City of Regina and by the authority vested in me, I invite you to make to take the oath of office. Would you please read your oath of office aloud?
I, Michael Fugere, having been elected to the office of mayor at the City of Regina, Saskatchewan, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially, to the best of my knowledge and ability, perform the duties of this office. That I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise of payment or reward for the exercise of any corrupt practice or other undue execution of this office. That I shall disclose any pecuniary interest as required by and in accordance with the Cities Act.
Thank you. Please sign the declaration.
The Chief Justice will now place the chain of office on Mayor Fougere. For those of you who are unfamiliar, the chain of office is a symbol of the responsibilities, authority, and dignity attached to the role of mayor. It is worn by the mayor on ceremonial occasions when he appears in his official capacity, such as a royal visit.
I now ask each of the councillors-elect to come forward as their names are called to take the oath of office. I start with Councillor-elect Barbara Young of Ward 1.
I, Barbara Young, having been elected to the office of councillor at the City of Regina, Saskatchewan, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially, to the best of my knowledge and ability, perform the duties of this office, that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise of payment or reward for the exercise of any corrupt practice or other undue execution of this office, that I will disclose my pecuniary interest as required by and in accordance with the Cities Act. Thank you.
Thank you. I now call upon Councillor-elect Bob Hawkins of Ward 2 to come forward. Please read aloud your oath of office.
I, Robert Hawkins, having been elected to the office of councillor at the City of Regina, Saskatchewan, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially, to the best of my knowledge and ability, perform the duties of this office, that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise of payment or reward for the exercise of any corrupt practice or other undue execution of this office, that I will disclose any pecuniary interest as required by and in accordance with the Cities Act, so help me God.
Thank you. Please sign the declaration you have read. I now call upon Councillor-elect Sean Fraser of Ward 3 to come forward. Please read your oath.
I, Sean Fraser, having been elected to the office of Councillor at the City of Regina, Saskatchewan, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially, to the best of my knowledge and ability, perform the duties of this office. That I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise of payment or reward for the exercise of any corrupt practice or other undue execution of this office. That I will disclose any pecuniary interests as required by and in accordance to the Cities Act.
Thank you. Please sign the declaration that you have read. I now call on Councillor-elect Byron Burnett to come forward. Please read aloud your oath of office.
I, Brian Burnett, having been elected to the office of Councillor at the City of Regina, Saskatchewan, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially, to the best of my knowledge and ability, perform the duties of this office, that I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise of payment or reward for the exercise of any corrupt practice or other undue execution of this office, that I will disclose any pecuniary interests as required by and in accordance with the Cities Act.
Thank you. Please sign the declaration you have read. I now call on Councillor John Fendura to come forward. Please read your...
I, John Fendura, having been elected to the office of Councillor at the City of Regina, Saskatchewan, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially, to the best of my knowledge and ability, perform the duties of this office. That I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward, or promise of payment or reward, for the exercise of any corrupt practice or other undue execution of this office. That I will disclose any pecuniary interest as required by and in accordance with the Cities Act.
Thank you. Please sign the declaration you have read. I now call on Councillor Wade Murray to come forward. Please read aloud your oath of office.
Thank you. I, Wade Murray, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the City of Regina, Saskatchewan, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially, to the best of my knowledge and ability, perform the duties of this office. That I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise of payment or reward for an exercise of any corrupt practice or undue execution of this office. That I will disclose any pecuniary interest as required by and in accordance with the Cities Act.
Thank you. Please sign the declaration you have read.
Thank you.
I now call upon Councillor Sharon Rice of Ward 7 to come forward. Please read aloud your oath of office.
Thank you. I, Sharon Bryce, having been elected to the office of councillor at the City of Regina, Saskatchewan, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially, to the best of my knowledge and ability, perform the duties of this office. That I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise of payment or reward for the exercise of any corrupt practice or other undue execution of this office. That I will disclose any pecuniary interest as required by and in accordance with the Cities Act.
Thank you. Please sign the declaration you have read. I now call on Councillor Mike O'Donnell, of Ward 8, to come forward. Please read aloud your oath of office.
Thank you. I, Mike O'Donnell, having been elected to the office of councillor at the City of Regina, Saskatchewan, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially, to the best of my knowledge and ability, perform the duties of this office. That I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward, or promise of payment or reward, for the exercise of any corrupt practice or other undue execution of this office. That I will disclose any pecuniary interest as required by and in accordance with the Cities Act.
Please sign the declaration you have read. I call on Councillor Terry Hinks of Ward 9 to come forward. Please read your oath of office aloud.
I, Terry Hinks, having been elected to the office of councillor at the City of Regina, Saskatchewan, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially, to the best of my knowledge and ability, perform the duties of this office. That I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward, or promise of payment or reward for the exercise of any corrupt practice or other undue execution of this office. That I will disclose any pecuniary interest as required and in accordance with the City Act.
Thank you. Thank you. Please sign the declaration you have read. call on Councillor-elect Jerry Flegel of Ward 10 to come forward. Please read your oath of office aloud.
Hi, Mom. I, Jerry Flegel, have been elected to the office of Councillor at the City of Regina, Saskatchewan. Do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially, to the best of my knowledge and ability, perform the duties of this office. That I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise of payment or reward for the exercise of any corrupt practice or undue execution of this office. That I will disclose any pecuniary interests as required by and in accordance with the Cities Act.
Thank you. Please sign the declaration you have read. Congratulations.
Your Honor, Chief Justice Klebeck, ladies and gentlemen, I present His Worship Mayor Michael Fougere and members of Regina City Council for the 2012 to 2016 term. I ask members of Council to please rise and ask you to join me in congratulating them. You may be seated. I now call upon His Worship Mayor Michael Fougere to come forward and say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Your Honor, Chief Justice, special guests, family and friends, I'm honored to stand before you as Regina's 34th mayor. It's a privilege to serve the citizens of Regina, and I thank them for their confidence in me. Your Honor, I'm very pleased to have you here with us tonight. You bring us a great amount of dignity for the special occasion. And Chief Justice, thank you for officiating over presiding over tonight's ceremonies. Thank you very much. I want to begin by thanking the most important people in my life, my wife Cindy and my children Kristen, Thomas, and Luke. They've been unwavering in their support for me for 15 years, backed me all the way, and behind me was I decided to run for mayor. And without their support, I would not be here, so I thank them. I love them very much. Thank you. I also want to thank my friends and volunteers and supporters, because without them I wouldn't be here either. And I thank them for all their support they've given me. I extend my appreciation to my council colleagues who have served with me over the years, former city councilors Fred Clipsham, Louis Brown, Jocelyn Hutchison, Chris Zarka, and of course my predecessor, Pat Fiacco. As well as my colleagues who are seasoned members of council and are returning. I congratulate them, Sharon Bryce, John Fundura, Terry Hinks, Wade Murray, and Mike O'Donnell. And finally, to our newest members of council. Congratulations to them. Barbara Young, Robert Hawkins, Sean Fraser, Brian Burnett, and Jerry Flago. They deserve another round of applause. So for some of you, I'll be working on a new relationship with you. And others, of course, we've had a productive relationship over the past several years, and we'll continue on that way. But I do look forward to 4 years of working very hard for the people of Regina to help them prosper and benefit and work toward a better Regina every day. Each one of you brings a unique and different strength to the table, and together we are a very strong team that will work hard for Regina. It's said by a president that's being maybe elected sometime tonight that, quote, the strongest democracies flourish from frequent and lively debate, but they endure when people of every background and belief find a way to set aside smaller differences in the service of a greater purpose, unquote. That's been the hallmark of the councils I've been on, and I hope that it'll be the hallmark of this council going forward from 2012 to 2016. As members of council, we are closest to the people. Indeed, we are servants of the public. The citizens of Regina have instilled with us their confidence as we go through the democratic process. Together with my colleagues, we formed the 2012-2016 Regina City Council. We have a new, fresh mandate, a solid foundation established over the years to go forward, and we have much to accomplish in the next 4 years. Now, we've been out listening to the public during the election and after. We've heard their aspirations for our community, and we will move forward on the citizens' agenda. While we have some issues to address, like infrastructure renewal, affordable and attainable housing, planning for growth, downtown revitalization, safe streets, to name a few, our economy continues to expand and is very strong. Our population is growing at a rate that really hasn't happened in decades, and Regina's residents are achieving great successes. So in many ways, this is Regina's time. We're setting the bar high, and other cities will measure themselves against us. We've been entrusted with a great honor by the citizens of Regina, and we'll make every opportunity to live up to their confidence in us as we go forward. Our Regina is Canada's most vibrant, inclusive, attractive, sustainable community where people live in harmony and thrive in opportunity. Thank you very much. Now, I'd like to offer Chief Justice Klebeck on this special occasion a token of our appreciation on behalf of Regina City Council and the citizens of Regina. Please come forward.
I will now ask Her Honor to join His Worship Mayor Fougere and Chief Justice Klebeck for a photo.
They're all afraid of me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this completes the formal ceremony for this evening. Following God Save the Queen, I ask you to remain standing while Her Honor, Chief Justice Klebeck, and Mayor Fougere depart the chamber. Following their departure, we will have a very short council meeting. You are invited to remain in the chamber if you wish to observe the meeting, or you may make your way into the City Hall lobby for the civic reception. Mayor Fougere and members of City Council will join you at the conclusion of the council meeting. Please rise for God Save the Queen.
Order. Please rise for His Worship the Mayor.
We'll start the meeting with a prayer. We beseech thee, Lord, to bestow wisdom upon the members of this council in order that their decisions may be founded on justice and prudence. Amen. Please be seated. I must tell you that I'm feeling the weight of my office already. May I have a motion for the confirmation of the agenda, please?
So moved.
Councilor Bryce moves it. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried?
Your Worship, I'll second that.
Second that, okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. The minutes for the October 9th meeting, Council.
Your Worship, I'll move the minutes.
Those are moved by Councilor Murray. A seconder, please. Councilor Hinks moves those. Any errors or omissions? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. We have two reports before us this evening that we'll be considering. The first is the appointment of Deputy Mayor for the term of office for 4 years. And the second report is the official statement of results for the last civic election. The first one is CM 12-5, appointment of Deputy Mayor. May I please have a motion for that report? Councilor O'Donnell.
Your Worship, I'd like to bring that forward. There are two recommendations referring to Deputy Mayor and Acting Deputy Mayor, but I also would like to make an amendment, please. On the second one of the recommendation, it reads that the City Clerk be requested to arrange for a draw in February 2016 to determine the Acting Deputy Mayor for the last 6 months. I would like that to read last 8 months, please, so I can have, I would like to amend that.
That's a motion to amend. Councilor, will you second that?
I'll second the amendment, Your Worship.
All understand the purpose of the amendment. All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried.
So with that, we'll put the motion forward.
Okay, no discussion on that. Anyone have any comments? If not, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. The second report is received and filed as a recommended motion for the official statements. The CP 12-19. A motion, please.
Your Worship, I will be happy to do that. This is the official statement of results, not only for the Office of Council and Mayor, but also for the school boards, please. This is receive and file.
Receive and file. All those in favor?
I'll second that.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried. A motion to adjourn. Councilor Flanagan moves adjournment. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. That will be probably your shortest council meeting you'll ever have. So get used to it. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you outside. Thank you.